Hey there, this is Adam White, founder of Adam White Speaks and author of A Leader Others Will Follow, The Power of Influence. And I'm excited to talk to you today. This is a great session, and I know that this comes at a perfect time. It's going to add a lot of value to your life. And what we're going to be talking about in this session is how do we keep going? You know, we all get discouraged at times. We run out of fuel. And I'm going to give you 5 ways that's going to allow you to refuel when you seem exhausted. We get exhausted. We get frustrated by the problems of the day. Work can sometimes overwhelm us. We come home and there's family problems, and we've got financial problems, and then there's employee problems. If you're a leader, if you're leading a family, there's some type of family problem going on. We go on vacation and we run our room is not ready. We run into all types of problems wherever we go, and sometimes it beats up on the ship of our life and the vessel of life, and it causes us to lose steam and to lose energy. So today I want to inspire you, and I want to give you some great tips that are going to help you with how to keep going. What do you do when you're just about out of steam? When you don't feel like getting up in the morning? You don't feel like getting your foot out of the bed to start your day. You don't feel like working out and exercising. You don't feel like eating right. You don't feel like working on your relationships. How do we keep going? And that's what this session is about. So I'm excited to share some very great tips with you. So let's get started. The number one way to start to be able to refuel yourself is to manage your emotional state. Let me say it again. To manage your emotional state. If you are always in a state of frustration, you're always in a state of anger, you're always in a state of sadness or feeling sorry for yourself, you're always in a state of someone has disappointed me, you walk around with a state of depression, you cannot continue to grow. You'll run out of steam and fuel because your emotional state is out of control. Have you seen a person that their emotional state, they can't get a handle on themselves? So if you want to be able to keep going, if you don't want to run out of steam and hit that roadblock of that wall of life that stops you from making progress, you have to be able to manage your emotional state. How do we manage our emotional state? One is we got to take care of our physical bodies and our physiology. We have to be able to exercise and to work out. Do you know that when you work out and you exercise, you get outside and put your gym shoes on and take that walk, it allows you to actually reset your mental self, your mental focus. So oftentimes we need to make a shift in our physiology, a shift in our body that will then allow us to be able to make a shift in our emotions and our mind. We can't allow things that are coming upon us and beating against us and the waves of life that are crashing against our vessel to cause us to capsize and destroy ourselves by allowing our emotions. Have you thought about people that have been famous? Look at recently the death of the comedian, which was Mrs. Doubtfire, who played Mrs. Doubtfire, took his life because he could not manage his emotional state. He made millions of people laugh across this country with all of the videos and the comedy that he offered to us on television and behind the screen. But inside, he was going through an internal battle, surrounded by people, but still lonely, not able to manage his emotional state. And as a result, he is not with us today. Robin Williams, he's not with us today because he couldn't manage his emotional state. He took his own life. And how many times have we heard this tragic story played out again and again? So money is not the solution. Fame is not the solution. Being surrounded by people is not the solution in our lives in order for us to keep going and not call it quits. We have to be able to manage our emotional state. We got to stay in charge of our emotions and not let what other people say to us or other environments that we step into allow that to consume us, where we come home with problems and we don't have a way to get rid of stress, and stress just eats us away. We just can't seem to overcome it. So I want to inspire you today. Number one, in order to be able to manage and to be able to keep going in life, you don't pull the plug, pull the plug on your dreams and pull the plug on your relationships and pull the plug on your career, but you don't pull the plug in life. You don't say, hey, I'm calling it quits. I'm going to take my own life because I can't deal with the pressure. You have to be able to strengthen your emotional state. You have to fix the state of your mind. When you feel that depression coming on, you get out and do that workout. It might be a moment of meditation or a moment of prayer, whatever it takes to get yourself out of that state of frustration and disappointment and get back into the game of life. So number one, to keep going and to refuel yourself is watch your emotional states. Where do you live emotionally? Do you live in a state of depression every day? Do you live in a state where you wake up and you're looking for the worst thing to happen? Or do you live in a state where you've self-sabotaged? You feel like everything is going wrong and nothing goes right in my life. What emotional state are you living in today? What emotional house have you built around yourself? And that's how you see the world. Your belief systems are affected by your emotional state. So I want to inspire you today. Number one, to keep going and not to give up on your dreams and your life and your ambitions and your career and your relationships. You have to be able to manage your emotional state. That's great stuff. Here's number two. We have to be able to rediscover our why. I know you've heard it before, but I want you to really think about it. We often go for the how to. How do I get that promotion? How do I get that raise? How do I make this better? But we never consider our why. I want to ask you a question today. What is your why? Why do you get up every day and go to the same job? Why do you provide for your family? Why do you put up with stress and struggle? Why do you do the things that you do? What is your inner why? What is your drive? What is your motivation? Is it your family? It might be that you want to provide for your family. It might be that you have an ambition to accomplish something great. You have a certain ladder you want to reach on the corporate scale. You're striving for something. What is your why? And oftentimes what allows us to refuel ourselves and get back into the game and not feel like quitting is that we have to go back and rediscover our why. Why are we here? You know, you're not just placed on this planet just to exist and to float by, but you were placed here for a purpose and for a reason. You were placed here to make a dent in this universe. So what is your why? Maybe it's your family. You know, for me, it's my need to take care of my family and provide the best life that I can for them. My why is in the fulfillment. Why do I do these videos? Because I want to speak into your life. I care about people. I care about making change and transformation in the lives of others. I'm passionate about it. So I can do videos while others are sleeping. I can work hard when others want to quit. You have to discover your why and tap into why I exist. What is important for me? I want you to sit down today and write down a list of the things that are important in your life. Write down if it's family, if it's a certain level that you want to achieve, if it's a goal, maybe it's someone that's passed away in your life and you want to live out your life vicariously. You want them to live their life vicariously through you. What is your why? Are you living for someone else or are you living for your own expectations? So I challenge you today, number two, to be able to refuel yourself and to keep going when discouragement comes, to keep going when depression comes. You have to stop, back up, and rediscover your why. Why am I doing what I'm doing today? Why am I going to make this decision today? What is driving my emotion? What is driving my emotional state? So number two is to rediscover your why. Let's move on. Number three is one word: focus. You know, the enemy of progress is distraction. And I talk about it all the time. If you've been watching my videos, you'll hear me say it. It is not that we are afraid. It is not that we don't have the ability. It's not that we don't have enough resources. It's that we're not resourceful. We don't take the time to focus on what we need to be doing. We do what is called multitasking. And so multitasking, we're a little bit good at this and a little bit good at that, but we have not mastered anything. And so we start this project and we don't finish. And we start that email and we don't finish. We start our to-do list and we don't even finish the to-do list because we are distracted. And distractions are the enemy of progress. They will keep you trapped and stop you from making progress and moving forward. You can't keep going when you stop to check Facebook every 5 minutes. You can't keep going when you check in on Twitter and you're checking in to say, I'm at this restaurant, and you're taking selfies of yourself and selfies of your dinner meal. You cannot stay focused on your goal and your mission for life when you're constantly plagued by distractions. So number three, in order to refuel, you weaken yourself when you spend so much time being concerned about what others are doing? When you're watching everybody else's Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and you're just wasting time. It is a distraction from your goal and your mission, and you lose energy. You lose momentum because you start with a to-do list. You start with I'm going to get this done today. I'm going to accomplish this, and you lose momentum because you allow distractions. You allowed that phone call. You lived in your email box. You lived in your email box, and you lived for other people's agenda. You never took time to set the slate right and to stay focused. So I encourage you, number 3, if you want to refuel and you want to keep going and not lose momentum in your life, you have to focus. I encourage you, don't multitask. That's a great concept. I can get a bunch of things done at the same time. But oftentimes when we spread ourselves thin, opposite of vision is division, divided. It means I'm focused here and my vision is over here. I'm trying to get this done, but I'm working on this problem. It is called division. And when you are divided, you're split in two. You can't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So number 3 is you have to be able to focus. If you want to continue to keep going, if you don't want to get discouraged and give up, you have to maintain your focus. All right, here's number 4. You have to do more of what you love. Passion. Passion will drive you when others are sleeping. When you feel tired, passion is the fuel that will keep you going. Now, you may have a job or a career that is not something that you're passionate about, but don't forget to do more of what you love. If you love to sing, sing every day. If you love to dance, dance every day. If you're a writer, then write more. If you are an author, you're doing right. If you're a speaker, then speak more. If you're a painter, paint more beautiful landscapes. Whatever it is that you love doing, when you have something that you're working on, it gives you something to look forward to every day. So when you wake up with energy. You wake up with excitement. You wake up with passion because you say, look, I've got something I'm looking forward to. So even if I have to go to a job that I do not like, it doesn't matter because when I'm done with that job, I can get back to doing more of what I love to do. So find your passion. Find what it is that pushes you. It's what keeps you up at night thinking, how can I do this? Here's a good one. It's what you're willing to do for free. Would you do what you're doing for free right now? That proves if you're passionate about it. It's not about money. It's not about significance. What it's about is this is what I love. One of my passions, obviously, is me here talking to you. I am passionate about seeing people absolutely be their best and to do their best. And so I can do videos, I write books, and I go around the country speaking to audiences all of the time. I coach people, mentor, all simply because I have a passion for helping others. And I promise you, every day, I'm excited to get up. I look forward to my next day because I know that I'm doing something that's going to make a difference in the lives of others. What is your passion today? Let me propose that question to you. Pose that question to you. What is your passion? What is it that you're passionate about? I promise you, if you find passion and do more of what you love, you will not run out of fuel. You'll be able to keep going. All right, here's number 5. This is a big one. Number 5 is to forgive yourself. Are you holding on to things that have happened in your past? You're beating yourself up because you're not where you want to be. You don't feel like you have accomplished everything. You're at a certain age and stage in life and you feel like I should be further along than I am. Have you forgiven yourself today? Do you know if you stay trapped in the box of unforgiveness, not only towards other people, but if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't stop beating up yourself, if you don't stop self-sabotaging yourself, that will keep you trapped in a wall. You've built a man-made prison around your life. You stay in this prison that keeps you trapped. You're afraid to try. You're afraid to go after your passions. You can't change this mental state of depression because you have not forgiven yourself. You know, we all make mistakes in life. We all have fallen short. You know, it was a point in my life that I lost everything that I had. I was forced to move into my parents' basement. And in that basement, I felt unqualified for life. I felt as though I wasn't worthy to live. And I said, why did I end up here? I had lost everything. And it was so hard. I beat myself up. I blamed myself that I had not done the things I should have done in life. I made wrong choices and decisions and brought me to a place of failure. And I could not forgive myself for those wrongs. But I had to come to a place in life where I had to make a decision that it's okay. Mistakes and failures are what success is built upon. I had to change my perspective about myself and stop doubting myself, stop self-sabotaging myself and making myself pay for mistakes of the past. I had to learn to forgive myself and to let it go. Oh man, this is the most powerful tool. Often what stops us is, and sometimes we don't even know it. We go along and we're always frustrated. We're always upset about something. There's something always nagging at us and irritating us. And deep down inside, what is bothering, and we may not be aware, is that we haven't taken time to say, John, I forgive you. Adam, I forgive you. You have, go ahead and just say that right now to yourself. If you're holding on to some things that may be holding you back from making progress and not allowing you to refuel, it's not allowing you to keep going. It's got you stopped where you are and you can't take a step. It's often forgiving yourself. So today, I want you to practice these 5 tips that are really going to keep you moving. It's going to refill you and get you engaged again. Number 1, you have to manage your emotional state. You might get depressed, don't stay there. You might get frustrated, don't stay there. You might get hurt, don't stay there. Manage that emotional state and get back in the game. Number 2, rediscover your why. Why is it that you do what you do? Dig deep within yourself. And once you get back into finding out why, it's going to drive you. It's going to refuel you. And you're going to say, I can't sit down. I can't sleep. I can't be lazy because I'm driven by something. Someone is dependent on me to produce results. And so I'm driven to keep going when I feel like stopping. That's the drive. Rediscovering your why. Number 3 is focus. Eliminate all other distractions that are in your way, that are stopping you from reaching your goals. You got to get your focus. It's like this camera lens that's focused on me. It's focused on my face. You got to reset the camera lens of life and refocus on what's most important in your life in order to refuel and to keep going. Number 4 is do more of what you love. Sing, dance, paint that picture. Write that book. How long have you been sitting on that book? How long have you been sitting on chapter 1? You never turn the page to write chapter 2. Write a new chapter in your life today. Get back to doing the things that you love. And I promise you, it'll give you energy like you've never seen before. And finally, number 5, forgive yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Guess what? You're special. You're brilliant. You're amazing. So don't beat yourself up for mistakes of the past. Dust yourself off, clean your shoes, retie them, get up, and get moving again. Refuel yourself, forgive yourself. Hey, this is Adam White. I hope that inspired you and helped you today. Look, if you enjoyed that, don't forget to reconnect and join into my influential leadership blog. Come visit me at adamwhitespeaks.com. Check out my Skill of Influence online course and so many other tools that I've created that can add value to your life and to your leadership and to those that mean the most to you. So I look forward to seeing you again. This is Adam White. Take care.